By late May 1864, Franklin Buchanan had floated the Confederacy's super ironclad ram, the CSS Tennessee, across the Dog River Bar and into Lower Mobile Bay. But delay after delay had prevented him from attacking the Union fleet. CSS Morgan, CSS Gaines, and CSS Selma would join him off Fort Morgan in time for the Great Battle. Outside the bay in the Gulf of Mexico, Rear Admiral David Farragut and the Union fleet were preparing for battle. Any part of a ship above the waterline would be a potential target for gunners at Fort Morgan. Wooden parts could become deadly splinters when smashed by cannonballs. Splinters could be as large as railroad ties, some larger, with sharp, ragged ends, splinters that became projectiles and could tear a man to pieces. Farragut wanted to minimize that threat. On July 12, 1864, he issued U.S. Navy General Orders, U.S. Flagship Hartford, number 10.
Strip your vessels and prepare for conflict. Send down all your superfluous spars and rigging. Trice up or remove the whiskers. Put up the splinter nets on the starboard side and barricade the wheel and steersman with sails and hammocks. The vessels will run past the forts in couples, lashed side by side. The flagship will lead and steer from Sand Island north by east until abreast of Fort Morgan. Should any vessel be disabled, she will drop out of line to the westward. Should she repair damages, she will take her station in the rear as close to the last vessel as possible. So soon as the vessels have passed the fort, they can cast off the gunboats at the discretion of the senior officer and allow them to proceed up the bay to cut off the enemy's gunboats that may be attempting to escape up to Mobile. There are certain black buoys placed by the enemy from the piles on the west side of the channel. There are torpedoes and other obstructions between the buoys. The vessels will take care to pass to the eastward of the easternmost buoy, which is clear of all obstruction.
The Union had endured significant losses in the summer of '64. Northerners were war-weary and angry with the Lincoln administration. At Kennesaw Mountain, Georgia, Sherman lost 3,000 in one day. Cold Harbor, Virginia, where on June 3rd, Ulysses S. Grant lost 7,000 men in 20 minutes. Grant later lamented, "I regretted that assault more than any I had ever ordered." In Baltimore, delegates to the 1864 National Union Convention were unaware of the carnage at Cold Harbor. They nominated Abraham Lincoln for re-election, the same nights that Union soldiers were being eaten alive on the battlefield by hungry beetles. There was talk of allowing terms for a peace, a compromise by the North to allow the South to secede. But if the Confederacy lost new battles to the Union, its bargaining position would be diminished.